Day 6, over 75 miles done, 3/4 of the way, 2 days to go. It's another beautiful morning. Look at those views. This is living life. It's been an absolutely fantastic adventure so far. I think the word is exhilarating. It's been exhilarating. This has opened my eyes really to how great multi-day national trail hiking can be, and I'm definitely going to be doing more of this. This has been absolutely brilliant. Now I was going to talk a little bit today about what MND has taught me, and I've had a little think about it because it's a good question. What it's taught me. There was a time just after my dad died where I sat down. The storm had passed, and once the storm's passed, you can see the destruction that it's left, the heartache, the pain, the emotional trauma. But you can also see the things that have withstood the storm, that have stayed strong or have grown in the storm. When you can take a massive negative situation but dig deep for those positives, when you find those positives, they're gems. And it got to the point where I would say, and a lot of you probably won't understand this when I say that I actually made friends with motor neuron disease. And I'll try and explain. During the journey that we all went through as a family, there's things that you can't control. The fact that MND was taking my dad's life and making him deteriorate, I couldn't do anything about that. All I had in my power was to be the best son I possibly could, to make my dad proud while I still could, to not make things any more difficult for anybody else around him, that we were all going on this journey together, and it was tough enough as it was, to remain positive and to do everything that I possibly could do for my dad. They're the things that I had to focus on. And so therefore I started changing myself. And MND forced me to approach my outlook to life in a different way. It made me reevaluate every day, appreciate every day. It taught me to be a better son, and it put a smile on my dad's face when he saw that his son was starting to succeed. And it strengthens you, and it gives you wisdom. It brought me closer to my step family, which my dad loved seeing, and it gave us memories that we would never have had if it wasn't for MND. We went away together as families and created so many memories. You know, so many people rallied around for my dad at the end. There were so many positives to take. And the day of his funeral, I say, was the best day of my life, because so many people were there to congratulate who my dad was as a person and as a man and as a husband and as a father. You know, we really were celebrating the man he was, it just brought a smile to my face all day. So that's why I say I befriend MND, because it's made me a better person. And my dad, I can't speak for my dad really, but if you were to say how was MND a friend for my dad, the answer, the positive I would take from my dad going through MND, was the fact that he was a Christian, and his beliefs were that he would die and then he'd wait for his God to resurrect him back to eternal life. And in the Bible it says that you should run the race to the finish. And that means that you should stay strong in your faith and do what God requires of you right until the day you die. And my dad did that. He ran the race of life. And motor neuron disease, it wasn't the thing that killed my dad. It was the disease that carried my dad from this life into paradise. Ed, would you like a sweet? Meet the farmer. If I could just hold you, if I could fall into the sky. Oh hi, is that Simon Cowell? Harry Basson here. What do you mean no? You haven't even heard me yet. Cheeky. £2.20 a pot. Leave it in the honesty box. Oh, happy days. Strawberry chocolate chip. Let's have a strawberry. Always worth carrying some loose change on you on these sort of hikes. Take your rubbish with you because you'll always find a bin eventually. Calf, which is another YHA hostel. I'm going to get some lunch and refuel. Where my fellow hiker James is, I left the campsite this morning. He was probably an hour or so behind me, and what I did as a nice little surprise for him, I left the £10 behind the till of the calf, and I told them that when a limping hiker comes walking in with a knee bandage on called James, give him whatever he wants, up to a tenner's worth. I'll just text him to let him know, and he's received the message. So it's all about teamwork on things like this. If anyone wants to donate for MND, come this way. Who said sheep were selfish people? This way for donations, please. That's it. Donations over here, please. Donations over here. Thank you. Just put it in the box. Put it in the box. In the box. Where are you going? You don't have to put in that much. Meet the farmer. No matter what your physical number of age, if you've got dreams ahead of you and goals ahead of you, you'll never be old. Oh. So I was just speaking to that couple there walking off, and they were saying they've done the whole length of England, John O'Groats to Land's End. It took them 3 months to do it, and they're both vegetarians, and I was just talking to them about that as well, which I'll go into a bit later when I'm eating my lamb cutlets. But I think they're going to subscribe to my channel, so hello to you two down there, nice to meet you. Didn't even catch your names, but I'll just call you both the length of England walkers. Yeah, nice people. Inspiration. Maybe one day, 3 months to walk the whole length of England. There's a challenge. On the whole hike, time hasn't existed, because you wake up when it's light, when the light pierces through the tent and wakes you up, and then in the evening, as soon as it gets dark, there's nothing to do, so you go to bed, and that's nature's way. So I've been going to bed about 8 o'clock, and I've been waking up at 6 o'clock, and I haven't looked at the clock at all. I was actually going to do this without a watch. There's the village of Friston. That's where we're heading. In fact, every single village you end up into is obviously, because you're on the hills, you end up overseeing the village from like a bird's eye view before you actually walk into it. It sort of reminds me of when Clint Eastwood rides into a village. He always starts off in the hills on his horse as he rides down. And it's quite a similarity actually, because when I end up walking into the village at the end, and because I'm wearing my MND t-shirt and some big cowboy stick, I get the same looks as Clint Eastwood would get. Everyone stops what they're doing, the music stops playing, and they all just look. And at that point, that's when I go da 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 wah wah wah. Go ahead, punk. Make my day. See, I know that you punks are just having a laugh, but my mule, he doesn't think so. He takes it personal. Well, James is here, our Friston campsite. One more day to go, mate.
Cheers, one more day.
Cheers. So it was this time a year ago that my dad was taken into hospital at this time with pneumonia, where he then died at 3 in the morning. So it's a tough evening for me. But I'm just going to remind myself that he would be pleased with me. He'd be pleased with what I'm doing. And I'm doing something positive to remember him and for the disease of MND. So all I've got to do is 11 miles tomorrow, get this walk finished, and just celebrate who my dad was as a person. A fire for the fireman. Fireman Eddie. Just cooking a nice bit of steak. Caveman style. You all right over there, James?
Bear Grylls who?
Bear Grylls.
You can learn something from us.
I'll teach Bear Grylls a few things. We caught the cow ourselves earlier.
Built the trap.
Well, I've had steak, sausages, cookies, potato salad. You like that, James?
World's thinnest fat bloke over here. Devoured 2 chickens, 3 cows, 4 goats, and now it's pudding time.
And I'm still losing weight. So it's now 4 in the morning and I've been attacked by foxes. My tent's been under attack. I went out and shooed them away, but they seem to have come back in force. You know, they're trying to steal everything else. So, no more sleep for me tonight. That's my camping over with. I'm now on security night watch. Day number 8, the final 11 miles to the coast. And yeah, last night I didn't get much sleep at all because I was attacked by a group of foxes. I basically woke up at 3 o'clock in the morning, and this is funny because my dad died at 3 o'clock in the morning, and when I went to bed I just thought I better wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning. I don't know what was telling me it, but I just thought I would. And then at exactly 3 o'clock in the morning I heard some rummaging in my tent, and I looked across and there was a fox inside my tent, inside the fly sheet that I've got. So he wasn't actually in my little bedroom compartment, he was just in the outer bit, and he stole my water bottle and had it away on its toes. And then another fox was trying to get in behind me where my head was lying, trying to get through my tent, and I heard loads of footsteps all running around outside. It was my own fault because me, being very stupid, decided to cook steak last night for dinner and sausages, and all the bits of sausage like stuck to the bottom of the pan. And I thought, well, I'm not going to wash it up tonight. And there you go, see, laziness has come back to bite me. Well, we have reached a stalemate here. That's the gate I need to go through, and the cows will not move. Probably the hardest day of the whole of the South Downs Way, in my opinion. And especially when you get onto the cliff tops, if you make it that far, because there's some really steep hills going up to the cliffs. Then you've got seven cliffs of the Seven Sisters to walk up and down, and the coast goes on for a good few miles. If I do make it to the end of this journey and complete this 100 miles, it's not for the work I've done in the last 8 days. The success will be down to what's happened over the last 2 years, because when life throws things at you, it forces you to change, forces you to grow up, reevaluate things, see things in a different light. And when my dad was diagnosed, I wanted to change myself, change who I was, and become a better version of myself in order to become a better son to him, to make him proud in his last days, and to do everything I could to look after him. So if there's any credit, the reason why I wanted to be a better son was because I loved him so much. And the reason I loved him so much was because he was such a great man. So if there's any credit that goes for me completing this challenge, it all goes to my dad, Eddie Basson. In life, when you go through hardship, you will find that you get blessed with the great outcomes. And here we have the first sight of the sea. And the first sight of the Seven Sisters. Probably on the first one. Beautiful. Oh, it feels good to see the sea. Come on now, let's push on and finish this journey. Sweet Head. Oh, there's the lighthouse, and that somewhere there is Beachy Head pub. From that point I've got 1.5 miles left. Right, that's it, no messing about now. Don't care if I've got a bad Achilles tendon, a blister on my left heel, I'm sweating, my so-and-so's off, dehydrated, knackered, and being attacked by foxes in the middle of the night. I'm going to see this journey through. Here we go. Baston's on a mission. Oh, my stepmum, Jean, is at Beachy Head pub now, waiting there with a coffee and a cake for me. Oh, so I'm walking even faster now. A sprint finish. 3 miles to go. One more Seven Sister left. Finally made it to Beachy Head pub. Let's get this done. 1.5 miles to go. I'm now heading down. 99.5 miles done. Where is the finish point? There it is. I'm on the final few footsteps of the 100 miles. "99 miles, 1,599 yards, 100 miles.
Well done, Harry.
Here he comes, the co-star of the YouTube channel, finishing off in style. My mate James. Thank you again to everybody who supported me along this journey for motor neurons disease. Thanks for all the kind messages along the way. Thank you to my dad, who's made me the man I am today. Cheers, Dad.
We run along easy at periscope depth, sun dappling through clear water. So went the dream of the drowned submariner, far away from the slaughter. Your hair is a straw flower that sings in the sun. My darling, my beautiful daughter. So went the dream of the drowned submariner, cast away on the water. In the vault, down in the grave, reaching up to the light on the waves. So she did run to him over the grass. She fell in his arms and he caught her. So went the dream of the drowned submariner,